Instagram. Hey everybody, this afternoon is so good to be before you guys today, and I wanted to come on and this is the Loop at Robin Whitfield's TV, and I wanted to come on and give you some updates on our upcoming event, which is this coming May the 16th, and we're so excited about that. Oh my God, we're going out to Stockton Community College. So I wanted to come on and talk about that and talk about yesterday as well at the meeting. I know today they have another meeting I want to attend, and that is the council board meeting, and that's supposed to start today at 5 o'clock, and I'm looking forward to going, but we had to see what God say. I'm not for sure. Happy Holy Week for everyone. Happy Holy Week for everyone. You know, Jesus Christ got up from the grave on Sunday and died on Saturday for me, boy, I'm telling you. But he got up, and I'm so grateful for that. I'm so grateful for him keeping his promises all this time. And you know, I don't know if he ain't keeping promise for y'all, but he sure kept one for me, and I'm so grateful. So I celebrate so much this week. All my love and power goes out to all the ones that's out there getting ready with the kids for Easter, buying Easter dresses and suits. I love that. I think that's the fun part too, getting dressed to go to church. And people who don't go to church until Easter. I remember those days. You know, my father only went on Easter time, and my mother only went on Easter time, one of those deals. And so thank you for tuning in. My name is Robin Whitfield, and I'm from the Healing House Life Center Church, and I run a nonprofit corporation right there in the community in Atlantic City, New Jersey, where the headquarters at, as well as in Atlanta. Hey Atlanta. And so Atlanta is my other second home, and you know, we still doing big things there as well, and looking forward to doing some other big things to be able to continue to give back, like to the AIDS Health Foundation and South Jersey AIDS Alliance in Atlantic City, New Jersey, all the local community areas and nationwide communities. You know, we do it all, and I just thank the Lord through the grace and the power of God. You know, sometimes you wonder why agencies are different from yours, because we operate different businesses, and that's important, you know. So you don't knock nobody else's business, you just stay out the way of their business. You know, one of those things. Anyway, yeah, so you know, yesterday was a good day. I'm gonna leave my announcements for last, because you only remember what a person said at the last minute. And so I leave the good part for last. Anyway, yesterday was a great meeting. We went to the CRDA meeting, and one thing I wanted to say about the meeting, shout out to all the ones. I always say shout out to Maisha and her team, you know, because she works on sponsorships, and I always tell her that she will make a great she ain't gonna make a great, she is, and she can move up to a great position in government. You know, they got women mayors and they got women governors, like the one here that was in New Jersey. We got the lieutenant women governor, first ladies. She's so nice, and she helps take care of our community, because we the only ones in New Jersey with a CRDA. Jersey especially have a CRDA unit to help them fund and get their business lined out for the city of Atlantic City. And so that's wonderful. When you go, you learn those things. But yesterday I went to get just what I needed. And so, but I was there and I heard what was going on in the community as well with others, you know. And I just wanted to get some things out in the opening. You know, when you don't go, you don't know. I'm gonna tell you, if you're not the person that go to the website as well, you don't know. And sometimes the website fool you, because it might not be completed yet, or they're just getting to it, like I'm doing. You can click my website now and get all the itineraries that's going on as far as community development project events. But with me going and continuing to go, then now I know. I've had to look up, hey, what is the city made up of? What type of government? You got the council board, you got the planning board, and you got the zoning board, and all these ones that's over in those departments. And so when you don't know and you're starting a new business and you starting a career, those are the things you look up. What is it made up of? It'll slow your steps on walking in people's offices and doing little things that you really don't know. And then they saying, you're dirty, and so you gotta know. I'm just keeping people in the loop because this is the name of my show on YouTube, called The Loop at Robin Woodfield's TV, and God gave me that TV. I looked at a young girl, Gabby Flowers, checking over there, and I followed her path, and I learned from that. So I got to give her props, And so how to, and then all the other leaders that's on this platform. You got Michelle Obama, you got First Lady Governor Murphy's, and all the other ladies that you could patter at, Keisha Lansbottoms and Kamala, who was running for mayor here and in the United States, and all those wonderful women leaders around the world. You can choose somebody that you can have an online mentor with. So I just want to give a shout out to these wonderful leaders. And now we got mayors coming on, and mayors are running, and governors. And shout out to everyone. When you want change, you got to go vote, no matter what. So I was so, no matter what, if you want change, you got to vote. So I didn't come on to talk about voting, but voting is coming up in our area on June the 10th. And so I already got my information in the mail. What do I want to do? Do I want to work the polls? Do I want to do this? And I haven't decided yet, but I know when the deadline, and I know what to do because I'm in the loop. A lot of people don't. Some people have to do it because they look forward to the income, and that's wonderful. That's ain't nothing wrong with it, because guess what? You're getting paid for going to do it. So that's a good thing. But anyway, being in those meetings, I told you guys about learning about the grants and about sponsorships, about tourism and marketing, and about the community development grants and all the things, micro grants that the CRDA offers. You go, you look up on the website, you read it, and you have to apply for different fundings. And I did tell you how Maisha took her time to stop to show me and her team how to take a look at these things. I spent the whole month of January doing actual Zoom and actually, just asking. And when you got someone that really replies back to emails, you got to stick with those people, because people play a lot in emails, and it's terrible. Anyway, so with me saying that is, the reason why I said that, I said it for a reason, because as I was sitting there yesterday, there's a young man that's right there on my platform. He's in the story. It's a white Caucasian guy with a red shirt on. You will see him on Instagram, and you'll see him on Facebook. And y'all know I tell it like it is. If not, then the light had to go out, because I got to tell it like it is. So there's a young man there, and he came like I came all the months to give his voice and his opinion. Not his opinion, on what he knew and what he researched about an agency, and so I remember when I was sitting there doing the same thing all of last year. So shout out to you, my brother, and I got to give you encouragement. It doesn't. This is a diverse situation here, and it doesn't matter if you black, white, red, all over. You still need to stay in the loop. So he was saying, no, this, and that about this certain agency, because I don't come on and do what other people do to me in emails, naming whoever. If you did it, you did it. If you didn't, you didn't. So he came in and he discussed what he knew, and the director of that agency was there. And with me knowing, I did the same thing with the same agency. Yet the last year I experienced the same situation that he felt with the same agency that he was talking about. I had to take a look at that, and I didn't have to say nothing, because that's the way I felt at that time. But I want to make him feel better on coming yesterday. Keep coming, my brother. Voice your opinion. Say what you have to say, because one thing I have to say is, after a while, you're going to learn the ropes, and there's somebody there that's going to listen to you and direct you into the right way. It's hard when you living in a community with a lot of stuff going on, and every day you got to wake up for change. Atlantic City is not a big a city, and so you're going to these big mega places. You up in Newark, you got New York, surrounding areas, you got Philadelphia, Atlanta, but Atlantic City is special, but it's small. And so everybody knows everybody's business, and everybody gets selective, and that's how it is. It's not a black mega city where you could go and get all the help you need, and you could go ahead and reach certain ones and all that. Everybody trying to get what they need to run their agency and all that kind of stuff. And nothing wrong with that. But when you get tired of being tired, and you want to go ahead and keep moving, it's something else different. And there's nothing wrong, because there's people that do better by getting the job done and working by themselves until they can fix that platform and go to the next person and get it done. That's number one. Number two is, we still have food insecurities in our community, and it's around the world. People are hungry, and the prices are still high, and they're going high every day. Every day it's still going high. You don't get healthier foods in the community because we don't have any stores that's like that can feed over 40,000 people, estimation, okay? I might don't have it 39, but the last time I heard it was 40 or 41,000 residents in Atlantic City, New Jersey. And so, with that being said, I'm always in the stores, and I'm always doing little things like that. But shout out to the brother, because, I found out this. Now, this agency director stood up, and I'm giving her props. If she think I'm saying something different about her, I'm not. I'm actually giving her props, because now I know. See, the thing is that if you save up enough money, I don't know where you got the money from, because I ain't worried about who got what money. I'm trying to search for finances to run my agency and get enough to complete my program. So because we're sustaining ourselves, and we're doing a pretty good job with it. We're creating something that we could handle ourselves and keep it moving. If not, give it back. Give it back if you can. Somebody gave you $500,000, and y'all know I come on about it. You don't spend it if you ain't doing the right thing with it. Give it back. Do the right thing, and then start all over again. I heard somebody even say that in the CRDA, juggling grants and monies and stuff. And that's the way you do it. Because why? The scars ain't on you. Know why I say that? I had to close on a 30-year mortgage. Y'all know what I'm talking about. If you look on the platform, it's all on it. I had to close on a 30-year mortgage. This is about investments I'm talking about. And so over there where the church was, a lot of properties wasn't being sold. So, with that being said, with closing on a 30-year mortgage in one year, there's something you got to do to be able to get that job done. It's something you got to do to be able to get that job done, and with that being said, first of all, if I wanted to get a second hit out of that money when it was time to close, even though that property was paid off, I would have loved to. Why? Because now somebody's purchasing it and I'm still paying a loan off. Why can't I keep that money? Why? Because you got to pay it off. Boy, am I so glad I did that. It may not look like, hey, you still get another hit or something out of it, but you don't get what you think you're going to get. Why? Because at the end of the table, you got to pay it back. You got to give it back. You borrowed it, you got to give it back. You got to pay your bills. And that's what I'm talking about. So it's nice when you pay off a property and you can keep that money, but then when you go back to resell it, is what I'm saying. When you go back to resell that property, just because you took a loan out on it, you still got to pay that loan at the end of the table. And so I'm so grateful that all the back bills was paid, because it doesn't follow you and you get greater. So you don't run from bills, you pay them back. And so those are the things that I'm trying to say. So now we're over here in the CRDA meeting, and the director is there, and she stand up and they grant her $300 and something thousand. Now in my head I said, well, if that's 300 and something, I can't talk about who agency do what. But if that $300 and something $1,000 is for food insecurities, a lot of people can get paid for $300 and something $1,000. A lot of people can get not paid but get fed. But that wasn't her design this year. And I wanted to tell that guy that wasn't her design this year. Maybe last year what she did, whatever she went to get funding from, she learned. And she could have saved some of that money. Me knowing about grants, you save that money, because nobody's going to give you a grant if you don't have money to see where to match that. Because you got to do the work first and then bring in the receipts. They just ain't going to drop the money in your bank. Do the work first, bring them the receipts, and then you get your money back. That's how it goes. You're not just going to get this big lump sum of grant money. It don't happen like that. So what am I saying? That means you need to have some money. You need to have some money in the bank. If you're asking for 10,000, then go there and ask for 10. They'll see you got 10, then they'll give you 10. And you can do that with any bank, not just the CRDA. If you got good rating, go to bank, all the bankers. And these are the stuff that we're going to be talking about in our event. See, I can't talk about nobody's agency, and I can't get jealous of nobody's agency or in Atlantic City, since it's so small. People know your agency. They do that. Now, criticize. Hey, you're working at your house, honey. Let me tell you something. They got a post office with a mailbox. You can go right over there and use that to run a business. Because 90% of them don't even live in Atlantic City, but they run their business and don't have a location. I can't go out and walk up to Reed's, because Reed's is out there in Galloway. I can't go out to walk into Crops, because Crops is closed on Atlantic Avenue. I went there all last year. They're not there now. But that doesn't stop them from getting a grant. That doesn't stop her from or him from coming up with a brand new idea and a brand new program to ask for more money. And so when you come into CRDA, if you don't know, you will stand up and you'll say the wrong thing. There's nothing wrong with it, because you got to learn. Just keep coming back. I had to keep going. Because after a while, you'll learn. It's hard to get that mindset to get out, especially if you living clean and, people bothering you in the community and laughing and doing all those things. Don't pay no attention to that. Let them laugh. because you are, in the end, God is going to do great things for you. Keep a great positive attitude. Tell the truth. Don't lie. Don't lie. Tell the truth and go ahead. And God has somebody come to show you just how to do it. That way you don't have to stress and chase people, because 9 times out of 10, they don't know themselves. They don't know. They don't work in that department. They in another department in the city hall. That's why I named all the departments for you. And they don't even know what you talk about. Who did that? And they'll start calling around because they don't know what you're talking about. So it's best to stay in the loop. It's best to go. And it's best to, don't give up. That's what I mean about that. Because I was there last year. Did all that. I'm just shortening my steps now behind calling different ones or sending the emails to people that I know will send me a decent email back. So shout out to Crops. If you saved that money and came up to with a good idea for this year to get that funding, more power to you. I give you a hand of applause. But one thing I had to say is that the people are still hungry. The people still need to eat. And I want you guys to stay tuned, because this event that we're talking about, and I'm going to go right into what I was saying, is at the Stockton Community University. And it's happening on May the 16th at 3 o'clock to 4:30. The price to get in is $30. We need the funding. We didn't get funding. So all our events this year are priced. The price to get in, I think it's $25 or $30 on the flyer. Look at the platform. And so it costs to get into our daytime events. Evenings are $15. All that donation is going to go back to getting feedings. I'm looking forward to working with certain banks, certain bankers to get something started, as well as I'm not naming what I'm about to do, but it's going to be a lot of different changes. Let's get through this point as far as events, while I work on some other things as a CEO to get more funding into Atlantic City to work our agency to not only give back, but to make money to be able to give back. There's a shortage in a lot of things around the world. But I believe if the money is spent the proper way and people don't tell lies and tell the truth, I believe we could all have a better community around here. I really do. And people know how to follow through with emails and stuff, and stop being judgmental of what's going on. If a person don't know, they don't know. So, and let God do the payback, not you pay them back. God do the payback. And that, there's some big, huge things that I can't even imagine to say, but after a while, I'll be able to say it, because it's happening right now. And God is really in the blessing business. Things that I couldn't even imagine and couldn't have paid for. God is doing it for us. Some things that's going on, I can't even wait to say it. I can't wait till it's over with, and stuff. And so we have some great people that's going to be coming out to our events. My main thing is this, we have voting going on. And we also have great leaders that talks about education, not only in this area, up in North area, and all that wonderful stuff that keeping us informed. This is the things that people have to hear about in their community to make change for education. And so, right here in Atlantic City and Pleasantville, we have people running for councilmen. And we have people that's running for education purposes that I would like as leaders to come to this event. Yes, you still got to pay your $25 because it's a fundraiser, but people need to know about the education and who to vote for and what's going on. We still have another month to go. And so I made up with AI, because AI is not good on pictures, but it was good. He created me a great invite letter to different ones in the community to that I would love to have on the platform at the college on May the 16th. I am getting that letter prepared. It'll be prepared by tomorrow morning. You probably see it floating in on social media, the design of it, and hopefully that'll help someone to be able to help them with their business and not to give up. I'm here and I'm about to go in somewhere to handle my business, but shout out to Trenton, shout out to all of you guys up in Newark, New Jersey. I hope this can be a inspiration. I give them commend for being able to save their money, come up with a new idea. It might not be a grocery store, it might not be crops, but it's their design and it's their idea to lessen the work this year and do something else different. You know, whether it's planting flowers or whether it's opening up aquaponic, whatever is going on, that's their business. One thing I had to say is I am so grateful that we partnered with M&S Produce, and they're right there in Egg Harbor Township, New Jersey. They're one of the hottest farmers in the area. You get cases of food. $18 a case, not no $20, fresh oranges and apples and stuff. They're going to be at our event at Showboat with Instacart, and you can bring your food stamps, and you can go there. And this is the way my design is for our agency, and so I don't want people to be judgmental about us, like I'm not judgmental about them, and we hardly have funding. You know, so, yeah, so they're going to be out there, M&S Produce. I can't buy your groceries. Why? I'm kind of seeing what the guy is saying. Where are they? Where are the groceries? Where are the growing groceries? I don't see none in the community. I don't. I'm just being honest. I don't see nowhere where no groceries or plants or anything in Atlantic City as far as being able to purchase some and the last ones I saw was the little trucks, but that's parked from Atlantic Care or from them. But if you get a voucher, you still paying $3 for a little container of blueberries. You know, I guess it was with somebody that had a voucher, went over there and purchased off the truck. You know, so those little trucks is still for purchase. Sometimes you got to get vouchers to go over there to get special prices. I don't know, but the person that we took the other day to get some food 2 days ago, they had a $5 or $10 vouchers from their doctor office or something, and it costs them some change. And I don't like to call out names. So anyway, nobody's giving nothing for free. Nobody ain't doing that. And I'm so grateful of my little merchant machine from Chase Bank, so I can raise some money and give better prices this year on groceries or whatever God is doing for us in the community. I thank you for tuning in here. If y'all would look here, this is a wonderful place to be here. I'm going to turn the camera around. This is West State Street in Trenton, New Jersey. And I did tell you guys that I needed to get here in Trenton, New Jersey to take care of my business today. And I'm here. I'm here in Trenton, New Jersey. God bless you. Y'all have a wonderful day. I'm going to go here in this building at the business center. And this is the headquarters. This is Trenton, New Jersey. And I'm going to take care of my business. And I'll be back with you once I get it done. Have a wonderful day.